What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another video. And if you're new here, my name is Val and welcome to my channel. So if you haven't already, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button down below. So a friend who backstabs you and becomes your worst enemy after a small disagreement, after a minor misunderstanding, was never your friend from the beginning. They were an enemy the whole time, pretending to be your friend, pretending to like you, pretending to care about you. They were an enemy the whole time. They were faking it. They were a fraud. They were a Judas. They had a lot of snakish ways about them, but you didn't pick up on any of the signs. You didn't realize any of this because you wasn't paying attention. You let your guard down because you were being genuine. You were being a friend. You thought this was a friendship. So you let your guard down a little bit. You didn't have your discernment cap on, right? But the whole time, this person was an enemy. They were pretending to like you. They were pretending to be a friend. And this small issue that you guys had, this minor disagreement and misunderstanding, it revealed a lot. It revealed a lot about what you thought was a friendship. It revealed a lot about that individual. And what it revealed is this person was an enemy. They were an enemy pretending to be a friend. So now they're going around using this small issue as an excuse to mistreat you. They're using it as an excuse to go around and tell everybody all of your business, spread all these lies about you, right? You confided in this person. You told this person a lot of your darkest, deepest secrets because you trusted them. You thought you could rely on this person. You thought you could trust this person. But now they're going around telling all of your business over a small disagreement between you two. Over something small, something that was easily fixable, right? By you guys just having a conversation about it and squashing it. So now they're going around blowing this thing up out of proportion for no reason, right? They're going around telling other people that you guys had a big falling out. You guys had a big falling out and a big disagreement when it's all lies. It's not true, right? So they're going around recruiting people to hate you because they can't stand alone. They need people in their corner to hate you. They're recruiting people to hop on the hate train that they have for you, right? So the mask has been lifted off. This issue between you two has revealed this person's true intentions for you and their real deep-rooted hatred for you, right? That's what this issue revealed. They needed an excuse to use to leave this friendship. They needed a way out, right? They're using this minor disagreement, this issue that you guys had, this small misunderstanding as an excuse to leave the friendship, right? They needed an out. They got tired of wearing a mask. They got tired of pretending. So they blew this out of proportion because they wanted out of the friendship. They're the type of person that will start an argument over nothing, purposely, right? They'll create arguments out of nothing. They'll turn something small into something big. They'll turn it into a big deal. That's the type of person that they are. They just needed something for them to take the mask off. And the truth has been revealed. Their real intentions for you has been revealed, right? But this is why you have to use discernment. You have to test the spirit. Test the spirit. Test the spirit of your friends, right? Test the spirit of people that you just meet, people that you're allowing into your life. And a lot of women forget to test the spirit of other women, right? Especially women. You got to test the spirit of other women. Don't be too trusting. Don't be overly friendly, right? A lot of women live by this girl code and they just trust every woman, right? Every woman doesn't have true intentions for you. So you got to be careful. You have to use discernment. You have to test the spirit. You can't just share all of your business with everybody, right? So a friend who becomes your worst enemy and starts telling everybody all of your business over a small disagreement, over something that was easily fixable, was your enemy the whole time. The whole time. So since we're talking about testing the spirit and friendships and discernment, I really want to address the women right quick, because I noticed that a lot of women don't know how to have healthy disagreements with other women, right? Without bullying her, without harassing that other woman, without calling her names, throwing the insults, harassing her, or sometimes even physically harming her, right? Over a minor issue, over a difference of opinion. It should never get to that point where you want to physically harm somebody over a small difference of opinion, a small disagreement, right? I see a lot of this going on online and offline, right? With women who don't know how to respectfully disagree with other women. And just because you have a disagreement or a difference of opinion, it doesn't mean that you and that other woman have to become enemies now. You guys should be able to sit down and talk about it like adults. So if your first response is to lash out on another woman because she says something that maybe you don't like, or she just has a different opinion, if your first response is to lash out on her, then that says a lot about you. That says that you have to heal. You have some self-evaluation to do, right? Some self-work to do, inner work to do. Because if that's how you respond to disagreements, then that also tells me that you don't know how to communicate effectively. You don't know how to express yourself when you're frustrated, when you're angry, when you're triggered. You don't know how to put your words together properly in order to express how you're feeling in the moment without attacking somebody else. It says a lot about you, right? While you're sitting there trying to make another woman look bad because she has a different opinion, you're making yourself look bad, right? You're making yourself look bad by lashing out on her over something so small, right? Something petty. So, in my opinion, if that's how you respond, then that also tells me that you're not really that great of a friend, and that you're not ready to be in a relationship romantically. Now, of course, this doesn't apply to all women, right? So I know, people get triggered and they say, oh, not all women are like this. Not all, of course. But if that's how you respond, then that tells me that there is no way you're a great friend. Because if you don't know how to have disagreements with your friend, respectfully disagree with your friend, then how do you operate? Like, how do you operate in friendships if every time somebody has a different opinion, you get triggered, right? Or your initial response is to bully that person and call that person names and harass that person, right? Do you treat your friends like that? When you're in a relationship, are you like that with your significant other? If they have a different opinion, are you going to lash out on them, right? So if it's okay for you to have your own opinion, why do you lash out when somebody has a different opinion, right? Why do you lash out when somebody has a different opinion? Why do you attack that woman? Why do you feel like you have to call her names and verbally attack her, right? You have some healing to do. Whatever it is that you need to heal, do that. If it's trauma, if it's past hurt, take the time to do the inner work, right? Do it for you. And a lot of women don't understand that you not doing the inner work, you not healing, you not taking any type of accountability, it's not only hurting you, but it hurts the people that love you, the people that care about you. It affects them too, whether you want to believe it or not, especially if you have kids, if you're in a relationship. It affects people in your life when you behave like that, right? So you have to really heal, do the inner work. And if you're new to my channel, outside of my channel being Christ-centered and me talking about my faith, I really focus on being the best version of yourself. That's what I want people to become, the best version of themselves. Working on self, learning how to have self-love, self-respect, self-worth, doing self-evaluation. Do it for you, right? Do it for self so you can become the best version of yourself. And that means that you're going to have to be uncomfortable, right? You're going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be conversations that you have to have that's going to be uncomfortable, right? If you got to apologize to your old self, do that. Apologize to your 15-year-old self, your 21-year-old self. Apologize to yourself for things that you did in the past that you can't take back. Apologize to yourself for things that you regret doing that you can't take back. Do it for you, right? And some women feel like if they admit that they're wrong, if they take accountability, it makes them look weak, right? That's not true. That's not true. That's your pride, right? You don't want to have the spirit of pride. You have to be able to say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I messed up. Yeah, I was wrong. Yeah, I apologize. I shouldn't have did that, right? I messed up. I got to do better. I shouldn't have did that. Do it for you, right? And there's a lot of people that you probably heard it that's waiting for an apology, right? But you walk around with this pride as if you do nothing wrong, as if you're perfect and it's everybody else's fault, right? A lot of women have that victim mentality. It's easy to point the finger at everybody else. It's easy to have the victim mentality. But you know what's not easy? Saying, hey, I messed up. It was my fault, right? The more you do it, the easier it will become because you should get that conviction, right? If you know you did somebody wrong, you know you did that person wrong, and you're walking around and you didn't apologize to that person, there's no way that you don't feel convicted, right? So you running away from accountability and conviction, listen, the Most High will deal with you. He convicted you. He told you to do something. He told you to go apologize and you didn't do it. Listen, you're hurting yourself. So again, you have to do the inner work. You got to look at yourself and say, hey, I got some work to do. I got some serious work to do. That's not a sign of weakness, right? To admit that. You don't have to have this prideful spirit where you act like you do no wrong. And some of us know people like this, people who are always the victim. They're never wrong, right? They never apologize. It's always somebody else's fault. And you know how that makes you feel, especially if they did something to hurt you, but yet they never apologize, right? They do that whole reverse psychology and they flip the script and they come up with all these excuses as to why they did what they did and it's never their fault, right? You know how that makes you feel. It's hurtful, right? It's hurtful and it's draining. So you have to understand that you not being able to communicate how you're feeling in the moment effectively and being in tune with your emotions, it affects other people in your life, right? Even if you are triggered, even if somebody says something that you don't like, it's how you respond to that. That's what matters. That's what matters. How do you respond to that? And if your response is to get physical and lash out and attack that other woman or attack that other person, then again, you got to do the work. You got to look within and you got to see, where is that coming from? Why am I behaving like this? Why is this my initial response? So you don't have to become enemies with another woman over a small disagreement, over a difference of opinion. I see a lot of that going on online, a lot of bullying. A lot of people come online and they're just ready to debate, ready to argue, ready to go back and forth. And a lot of women have this competitive spirit where they have to compete with another woman. They have to compare themselves to another woman. And if that woman may be different than her or have a different point of view on certain things, they will bully her. And it's either we're for each other, or if not, then we have to become enemies. And it doesn't have to be that way, right? You can still have differences and go your separate ways. You don't have to have any type of animosity. You guys don't have to have words of exchange like this back and forth. That doesn't have to happen, right? So that starts with self. It starts with how you handle conflict, how you handle minor disagreements, how you handle a difference of opinion. You don't have to be out here creating enemies over pettiness, over small things, small issues. You can still support women but that doesn't mean that you have to agree with everything that women do. A lot of women, especially online, are operating in this cultish hive mindset where if you're a woman and you disagree with the collective of women, those women will lash out on that woman. They call her all types of names, you know, pick me's and all this stuff. And it's very cult-like. It's very weird. It's very childish, in my opinion. It's very cliquey. It's very high schoolish, where it's like, well, if you don't agree with us, then you're the enemy and we're going to bully you. It's very cultish. That's very cult-like. That's a cult. Everybody is not going to agree on everything, right? We all have our own thoughts, our own mind. Like, you should be a free thinker instead of a follower. So there's a lot of, you know, weird things that goes on amongst women where it's just very childish and it's just weird, in my opinion. That's just me, right? I don't operate like that. If I see something, I'm gonna speak about it, right? Whether you want to hear it, if you don't want to hear it, that's fine. But we all have our own opinions. And this is not me talking down on women. This is just me telling you to take the time to really heal. Really take a moment and sit down. If you gotta write it down, then do that, right? If you gotta go to therapy, please do. I truly want women to become the best version of themselves, right? Do it for you. And that includes not running away from accountability, not having that prideful spirit, and admitting when you do go wrong, right? That includes everything, the good and the bad. So take a moment, right? If you got to write it down in a journal, take a moment and just really evaluate self and ask yourself some questions like, okay, why do I respond like that? How come I'm easily triggered? How come every time somebody says something to me, I feel like it's a personal attack? Why do I have the spirit of offense? Even when somebody's not attacking me, I feel like they're coming for me, or I have to give them a piece of my mind, or I have to attack that other person and defend myself, and I'm easily offended, even when the person is not offending you or attacking you, right? But that's how you respond. Ask yourself, whatever it is that you need to work on, just really dig deep. Dig deep. Sometimes it's trauma. Sometimes it's your upbringing, your environment. It could be mental health, right? It could be depression, anxiety, whatever it is. Do it for you. You know, there's those people who, the older they get stuck in their ways, right? They never change. They never do any type of self-evaluation at all. Don't be that person. Do not be that person. So I hope this video was helpful. Please do not forget to hit the like and the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video.